What's good? Alright, I've been watching a lot of movie recaps on my own, so as I thought, why not watch them on here? This one, interesting title. No one can stay alive in this room within an hour. Now I'm going to use my analytic and deductive skills to show why I would stay alive within an hour. You ready?
Welcome to Movie Shortens. Follow us today to a 2007 American horror
2007.
based on Stephen King's 1999 short story of the same name called 1408.
1408.
Before we start, be aware, there are spoilers.
Spoilers.
A man by the name of Mike
We know
Ensign
that. It's a review.
drives his car on a rainy evening, looking for the location of an inn that claims to have been haunted by the ghost of a woman.
Whoa.
Mike arrives in the inn.
So why are you
and
going
speaks
if it's
with the
haunted?
couple. The most haunted part of the place is the attic. He later makes himself comfortable in the attic.
Nigga,
He stays
why
up
are you
all
in the
night
attic,
to
which
see
is the
if
most
there are any
haunted
paranormal
place?
activities happening. But to his dismay, nothing happens.
Bro,
The next day,
I'm not trying to offend my Caucasian folk, but why do you guys get like thrills out of this stuff? Like, you guys
he
get
goes to a
so
book site
geeked
at
over
a
this
local library.
haunted stuff.
There
You're like,
aren't many
oh
people
yeah,
who are
let's go.
interested in occult writing, so his book signing lasted shorter than expected. Mike is asked a few questions before signing. He tells the fans that he is a skeptic of anything horror, and that he actually evaluates supernatural events in which he has no belief. One day, while in a cafe, he reads several letters.
You'll see,
He
little
comes
bro.
across an anonymous postcard depicting the Dolphin,
Okay,
a hotel
some swag.
on Lexington Avenue in New York City, bearing the message, "Don't enter 1408." Viewing this as a challenge,
What do you think he's gonna
Mike
do?
calls the Dolphin Hotel.
See what I mean? Like, he
Requests
views it as a
for
challenge.
1408. A man he speaks with on the
1408.
phone tells him that the room is not available. Curious, he tells the man on the other line if he can book it on a random day, but no matter what day Mike chooses, the man says it's unavailable and hangs up. Mike calls his publisher Sam Farrell and asks about checking in at the Dolphin. Afterwards, Sam asks the author if Mike is sure about going to New York after everything that happened there.
Are you
It
sure?
is revealed that Mike is estranged
Are
from
you
his
sure?
wife Lily after the death
Are
of
you
their
sure?
daughter Katie. Soon after, Mike travels to New York to check in at the Dolphin. The hotel manager, Gerald Olin, invites Mike to his office
Gerald.
to speak with him. Olin attempts to genuinely discourage the author from checking in on room 1408. He explains to Mike
Perfect
that
sign
in the
right
last
there.
95 years,
Don't go in.
no one has lasted more than an hour inside of room 1408, and with the
Mhm.
latest count of 56 deaths. Olin attempts to dissuade
56.
and bribe Mike by
Why
letting
not
him look at
just,
all the things inside the hotel.
You know what I'm
manager's
saying?
office.
Wrecking ball the building.
Despite Olin's best intentions, Mike insists, threatening legal action against the hotel, so preparations are reluctantly made. When Olin hands him the key to the room, he tells the author that electronics don't seem to work in that specific room. He then escorts the guest to the elevator and tells him that there is a time of the month where they change the sheets and lights in room 1408, and they do it in pairs. After one last attempt of asking him not to do it, Mike completely ignores him. He
Alright.
continues to walk along the
See,
hall
I feel,
while
if he
looking
dies,
for
I feel
the
no
pictures of
remorse at
people
all.
who died
They
in the
told
room.
him how many
He
times?
later enters the room to expect something scary. To his dismay,
I'm gonna be
it is
honest,
just
I don't
a
feel
regular
bad for you.
hotel room. Mike
If you
describes
die,
on
you
his
die.
night cassette recorder the room's boring appearance and lack of supernatural behavior. He goes around the room, then into the toilet. He grabs pieces of tissue to wipe his sweat off, then proceeds to lie in bed. He starts commenting on the paintings hanging on the walls. Afterwards, he goes to the window and starts recording about what the view looks like from the room. All of a sudden, the clock radio suddenly starts playing a song entitled, "We've Only Just Begun." Mike tries to debunk the sudden activities that just happened,
Look at him.
including the roll of tissue that he just ruined. He goes over to the thermostat to try and fix the room temperature, but no luck. He
Look at
calls
him.
for room service, who reassures him
Already.
that they will be sending someone to fix it right away.
Don't call for
Later,
room
Mike
service.
uses a
Uh-uh.
UV light lamp and goes around the room, seeing traces of blood splatters and prints of former victims found in the bedroom.
Uh-huh.
After he switches the lights back on, he notices one of the paintings is hanging crookedly. The engineer knocks on the door, but knows that the room is not what it seems. and is persistent. Not
Bro,
step
do
inside
not
the
walk
room.
in there.
He instructs
Look at
Mike
your skin
how to
color.
fix the thermostat and leaves afterwards. When
Word.
Mike sits on the bed, he gets startled by
Real
the clock
nigga.
radio suddenly turning on again and playing the same song. When he tries to turn it off, the digital display changes to a countdown, starting from 60 minutes.
Yeah.
He suddenly starts to
Don't
hear a
make that
very
face
sharp
now.
sound and starts to lose his hearing.
Don't make
He
that
looks out
face
the window
now.
to check for a sound, but is unable to hear anything.
This is all you
The
ever
window
wanted,
suddenly
nigga.
closes,
Nobody
injuring
can
his
take
hand
it
in
from
the
you,
process.
nigga.
He tries to wash the blood off, but the sink suddenly lets out hot water, making his wound worse.
Don't run
He
now.
receives a phone call from room service and gets angry that the woman on the other line isn't taking him seriously. He hangs up the
Don't
phone
run
and
now.
tries to leave through the main door.
Look at
The
him
key
running.
gets destroyed, and so does the doorknob.
Look
He
at
tries
him
to calm
running.
himself, thinking that Olin knows.
Goofball.
The TV turns on and shows a video of his family with his daughter.
What the?
Mike begins to see ghosts of the room's past victims, including a flashback of his sick father. Mike tries to leave by
Dad?
climbing through the window and barely making it to the room next to his. But his attempts are in vain when he finds himself still in room 1408. Mike uses his laptop to contact Lily, asking for help. But the sprinkler system turns on and short circuits his laptop.
Told
He
you that I
manages to
don't
stop
go.
it by hammering off the sprinklers. He tries to go through the ventilation ducts. Every time he tries to peek inside a room, he gets a flashback of his past life. Mike gets chased by a decaying body, which he manages to
Oh
escape.
nah.
The author falls off the same place he went through. He tries looking for alcohol, but as he opens the fridge, he continues to hallucinate.
Accept your fate,
and
little
stays
bro.
stuck inside the room. He gets a flashback of the time he lost his daughter, getting
I
angry at
told you.
himself and at Lily for not being able to do more. The room
Word.
temperature drops to sub-zero.
Word.
And everything inside is covered in ice and
Word.
snow. He starts using
Word.
the pictures and anything else he can use to burn to make fire. As he
Word.
continues to feel colder by the minute, he starts losing hope. The laptop suddenly begins to work again. He hears Lily calling out for him. When Mike asks if she has called the cops, Lily tells him that the cops are in room 1408, but no one is there. A doppelganger of Mike appears in a video chat window and urges Lily to come to the hotel room herself, giving hope to the woman that she and Mike can get back together. After Lily leaves, the doppelganger gives Mike a sly wink. The room shakes violently, and Mike breaks a picture of a ship in a storm. Water pours from the broken
Oh.
picture, flooding the room.
Oh, that was
He
cool.
surfaces on the beach and relives a surfing accident he experienced earlier. He wakes up in a hospital bed in Los Angeles. He is relieved to hear that he isn't anywhere near New York. Lily reassures that she has never heard of the Dolphin, a hotel
Wait a
that
minute.
Mike keeps insisting that he was trapped inside.
Is he out?
Later on, Mike reconciles with Lily while having dinner, assuming his experience in 1408 was just a nightmare. Lily encourages him to write a book about it. His life continues from this point as he does his usual activities. After checking the mail, he comes to realize that he is reading the same letters he read on the day he received the anonymous letter telling him not to go to the Dolphin. He speaks to Sam and tells him that he is confident about his new book. Sam is excited to get the chance to read it. He finishes printing the entire manuscript to send it out later on. Sometime later, he goes to visit his father in a nursing home. He wants to see how his father is doing, and he also updates his father about the life he is now living. When visiting the post office to send the manuscript to his publisher, he recognizes members of a construction crew as Dolphin Hotel staff. He turns around and recognizes
So is he
the
still in
employees then
the
begin to destroy the post office
room,
walls
or-
and carpets, revealing that Mike is still trapped in the rubble. of
What did I
1408.
tell you?
Katie's ghost confronts
He never
him,
left.
and he gets to hold on to his daughter, but experiences another
Oh yeah, he's
tragic
gonna die
loss
now. I was
after
thinking
she
like
takes
he's the only one that
his
survived. Nah, he's not
When the
surviving.
countdown ends,
Nah, it's
the room
raps.
is suddenly restored to normal, and the clock radio resets itself to 60 minutes. He receives a call on the phone. The hotel operator calls Mike. Mike asks why he has not been killed yet, and she informs him that guests enjoy free will. He can relive the past hour over and over again.
So he's
or
stuck.
use their express checkout system. A hangman's noose appears, but he refuses to
Oh.
give in, seeing images of those who have. When he walks to a mirror,
You gotta do
he
that
realizes
to get
that
out.
He cannot see his reflection. He goes back to the telephone, and when asked if he's ready to check out, Mike simply says no. Deciding to quit running, Mike improvises a Molotov cocktail and sets the room on fire. The hotel is evacuated. After smoking a cigarette, Mike has now accepted the fate in the fire, but is happy to see the room destroyed. During Mike's funeral, Olin approaches Lily and Mike's publisher Sam Farrell. He unsuccessfully attempts to give her a box of Mike's possessions, including the tape recorder. Olin claims that the room was successfully destroyed and that it will no longer hurt anyone else. He later listens to the recording in his car and becomes upset when he hears Katie's voice on the tape. He sees a little girl in a dress walking on the cemetery grass behind the car, calling out as if she is lost. Olin fixes his mirror
in the
and
room
sees
too?
Mike's burned corpse in the back seat,
Ew.
startling him. Then he sees the same girl holding hands with her father as they walk away. Olin places the tape recorder back in the box and drives off. Meanwhile, in the gutted room of 1408, an apparition of Mike looks out the window while smoking a cigarette. He hears his daughter calling for him and disappears as he walks towards the door.
Chill.
Like
Loud father.
and subscribe for more videos like this. And don't
Alright,
forget
that's
to
it.
turn on your notification.
Time for a prisoner. Oh, what is this down here? But I like that. Let me know if you want some more movie reviews. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you want me to watch next. Catch y'all later.